Today we're talking to St Albans City manager Ian Allinson at Arbour Park, where the Saints have picked up a National League South point away from home, 1-1 away to Slough Town. From a spectator's point of view, Ian, it was a very open game, but probably a bit too open for your liking.
Yeah, I think it was. I felt we started well, David, and I said the first sort of 20-25 minutes, I thought we controlled the game without dominating it. We had probably the best chance of the game when Joe's hit the inside of the post and gone back into the keeper's arms, and then I just felt we got a little bit deep. We started to give them the ball away cheap, and I felt they came back into the game and caused us a couple of problems, and then obviously they've scored a goal from sort of 20-25 yards, and I didn't think we defended the first ball and the second ball really well, and we went in obviously 1-0 down. Second half started very, very slowly, worked our way back in the game, and then I thought we had a 15-20 minute spell there where we could have put the game to bed. Obviously we've scored the equaliser and had probably 2 or 3 really good 4-on-2s, 3-on-2s, and our final decision or our final pass just wasn't good enough, and in the end, they've had a couple of half chances, a couple of opportunities bouncing around the box, but I think overall, I'd probably say it was a fair result in terms of coming here. They've picked up 2 really good results in the last couple of weeks, and to come away and get a result in terms of a draw at Slough was probably something that we'd have taken before the game, but I just felt in that 15-minute spell in the second half we had some really good opportunities to have won the game.
Of course, we hit the woodwork again in the second half. You had pretty much the same angle as me, and when Bobson came in from the left, you could see there was that gap inside the far post, and he went for it, but it was just out.
I think it was Albert.
Albert.
It was. But he was right. I mean, I think everyone see it, David, and as I say, he's probably hit it too well, because if he hits it any less than that, he ends up in the back of the net. And it was always one of them you want it to dip, but it smashed against the crossbar and come out. But as I say, it's just one of them that we've still got loads to do in terms of what we've got to learn, and some of the players have got to obviously when to play, when not to play, and we've got to learn to shoot and share at times, because I felt in the second half Joe got in a couple of times and it might have been easier for him to have passed the ball rather than trying to work a shot away for himself. So lots of things we still need to work on, but again, as I say, I'll be happy in the end that I've come away and got a point at Slough, but I feel at some stage in that second half if we'd have gone 2-1 up, maybe it might have been a different result in the end.
You're right, it's not a bad point. Slough lost their first 3 games. After that, draw with Weymouth, a draw with Maidstone, then victory over Dulwich, victory over Bath. They were on a good run.
Slough were the best.
Yeah, they were.
Sorry to ignore you, I'm not really sorry. We're the best, and it's their result.
Slightly disappointing there that some people decide that they want to interrupt some of the stuff that's going on. But as we said, David, it's they've been on a good run, and they've done very well. And it was a tough game coming here. I mean, as I say, they've got a lot of their players back that was injured. We've just got to get our 2 players back now, Solomon and Scotty Shorter, and both are making good progress. They're both working extremely hard before the game today, so we'll be back to nearly a full squad to pick from, and we'll have to just see where we are on Tuesday when we come into the game against Wealdstone.
Wealdstone couldn't be more informed. 6 out of 6.
No, they've been brilliant, and by all of the reports that we're getting, they're playing extremely well. Lots of confidence, which would be winning 6 on the battle, 6 games out of the last 7. So it's going to be a tough game. We know that. But we've just got to keep trying to do what we're trying to do. It's been positive over the last week in terms of the performance at Billericay, where we should have got something. Picking something up against Concord, picking something up here again today. But we've got to stop. We've got to stop these draws, as I said all along. Draws in the long term ain't no good for you. We've got to go and start winning some games of football. We've had opportunities today to win the game today, although we've had to defend very, very stoutly at times in the second half. And it was a good performance in the second half on the way we've defended. But we've got to put the teams to bed at times when we get our opportunities.
There were some changes to the laws of the game in the summary, and one of them was when the ball strikes a referee, game should stop, and there should be a drop ball. In the first half when it hit him, he played on, it should have been our drop ball, and the second half he stopped the game. It's inconsistent on his part, but it's a silly rule.
Yes, David, I don't know is the answer. You've got it perfectly right. I was told when we had the league managers meeting, any time it hits the referee, the game is automatically stopped, and the last person to touch the ball gets the ball given back to him. So it's not even a drop ball. And you're dead right what happened. So I would question as well that they've got somebody very near to the wall in terms of the shot they had in the last couple of minutes. He said he was a yard from the wall. Our players are saying he was standing in the wall. So again, you have to question lots of stuff that went on in terms of the law changes. But for me, they seem to complicate life. in terms of some of the law changes. And listen, I'm 62 this year, so I'm sure it's not going to be bothering me much longer in terms of these rule changes. So let them make their own silly little rules as they go along. We have to abide by them, but you're dead right in terms of what you're saying. One rule for one and one for another.
Plastic pitch, played true.
I don't mind this one. I think this is a decent one. I mean, when the rain came down, it really did zip it around a little bit, made it slightly quicker, the game. But you're right what you said earlier. It was end to end, probably too open again where we are. And this is something that we've got to learn. We've got to learn to manage the games a little bit better than what we are. We tend to give the ball away cheap, and then it is transferred very quickly behind us. So we've got to learn to just manage the game slightly better than what we are. But as I said, we're 8 games into it. We've put a new squad together. They're all trying to understand people's strengths and weaknesses. Even I'm looking at some of their strengths and weaknesses, and a lot of our players can still improve in certain areas. Though we've showed great character in terms of the way we come back at Billericay last week, and certainly coming back again today, and the Dorking game before that. So lots of positives. Still got to keep believing in what we're doing and where we're going, and try and turn some of the draws into victories, and that will make everybody feel a little bit better.
Lovely, thanks so much, Ian. I think we'll probably end it there before we get any more interruptions. So Saints next in action this coming Tuesday, it's the 3rd of September, when National League South leaders will send our visitors to Clarence Park. Kick-off is at 7:45.